Okay, so thank you all for hopping on. My name is Dana, and someone has invited you to learn more about BioRains and the biotech company that is part of what BioRains is. I was introduced to this company not very long ago, and it was really because a girlfriend of mine reached out to me on Facebook and said, "Hey, Dana, I'm super sorry about your mom. My mom was diagnosed with colon cancer, and I had posted about it. And she said, I have a friend who owns a biotech. Would you want to have a conversation with him to see if they could create a customized cocktail to help your mom fight her cancer?" And I said, yes. Well, through that conversation with Kwak, I wanted to know, well, how do you know my friend Van? Like, what's the connection? And he said, well, after 10 years of being a biotech, we actually opened up a consumer arm and we're distributing it through network marketing. And I said, that's fascinating. And yes, I would like to know more. So I've invited Kwak on to share, his story, the biotech, and really the exclusivity of the technology and what they have here that is so unique and different. So Kwak, thank you so much for being here. And I'm gonna pass it over to you and have you take it away.
Okay, it's a pleasure meeting everyone. I hope everybody's staying safe out there. Here's my story. I've been involved in a network, in a biotech company for over 10 years. I met a brilliant scientist over 10 years ago. When I first met him, I was like, God, this guy's so smart. We need to open up a lab together. And that's exactly what we did. We do protein and peptides. We specialize in proteins and peptides. We are a drug manufacturer. We do stuff like albumin, IgG, hemoglobin. And we got into, about 6 years ago, my chemist's father was terminally ill. So because of that reason, my chemist went crazy trying to find a solution, trying to help his father out. He was given less than 3 months to live. So he did a lot of research and found out there's a compound called curcumin, which you guys are probably all familiar with. The main it's called turmeric. The curcumin is the main product, okay? It's the active ingredient in turmeric. So with that in mind, he made that for his father, but it didn't help him. And he did a lot of research in India. In India, they have the lowest terminal rate anywhere in the world because it's the most powerful anti-inflammatory when it comes to herbal spice. For that reason, he gave it to his father, didn't help. So he made a really high concentrated version and put a kilo of curcumin into a pill form and gave it to his father. Still didn't help. India's been taking it for so long, it's in their bloodstream because in the baby bottles when they're born as a baby, they put it in the baby formula, as well as they consume it on a daily basis. So it's in their bloodstream. So Mike thought about it. Hey, wait a minute. I need to get into the viability into my father. So he turned it into a water soluble that he started injecting into his father. That's how this whole thing was created. From there, he's like, wait a minute. If I can make this into water soluble, I can do this with CBD. So he turned that into a water soluble. When he combined those two together, the synergy it had, it literally kept his father alive for another 4.5 years. That's how this whole technology was created. Based on a viability to the body. When you take our product, your body recognizes it as water. There's other companies that claim to have water soluble, but it's called nano or liposomal. What that is they're tiny little particles of oil. We are not that technology. We're truly bonded with the water. So that's what makes us so unique. The fact that our company, we're based off of our technology, we can turn any oil product into water. That's what really excites us. Okay. So we've actually done a clinical study on 20 different individuals to test our product between everyone else's. So we tested CBD oil, we tested nanotechnology, and we tested our product. We did a 5-minute test, a 15-minute test, a 30-minute test, an hour test. When we did this testing, this is a EEG test. This is a DAPA-funded, FDA-approved test. So within 5 minutes, when we tested oil, there was no change to the brain whatsoever. We did nano, there was no change. We did all those testing up to an hour. There was no change to the brain with nano or liposomal. But when we did it with ours, within literally 2 to 5 minutes, the reduction in brain activity, the frequency in the brain was reduced from 30 to 70% on all 9 different sectors of the brain, which shocked all of us. We didn't realize what we created here. When the neurologist first examined that and told us what we did, you can take a drug to lower one sector of the brain, but the other ones will all spike up. What we did was we simultaneously lowered every single sector of the brain, which he was shocked. That's how this whole technology came about. Now, if you guys have any questions, I can answer about our technology.
I wanted to ask if it would be helpful if Van shared her brain scans that kind of back up that technology to show that it is bioavailable as well. If that would be helpful.
Yes, I can show it. I'll screen share.
Yeah, and then I know people are probably going to have some questions. Give them a minute to kind of process and think of the questions they would have to ask around what Kwak shared.
Okay. All right, so let me just pull up my brain scan. So just to kind of piggyback off of what Kwak said, so back in December, they hired the same third-party company to come out and do some filming for our company to just show the visual proof of the product absorbing into the bloodstream, like Kwak had mentioned. And after the testing was done, I got the opportunity to test my own brain. And it was pretty fascinating to see what I already kind of knew about myself, which I knew I was crazy somehow. I didn't realize it was this bad. But they said that the healthy brain is supposed to remain between 1 and 3 as a scoring to be healthy. Anything above 6, you do experience different defects. And guys, I will tell you, I was blown away by my own brain scores because I actually consider myself a pretty healthy person. But again, I'm the perfect example that looks can be deceiving. If you were to look at me from the outside, you probably would tag me as a healthy individual. But when you look at my brain scan, you'll realize mentally I am not healthy. And it really actually shocked me because my whole entire life, I've always focused on wellness. And I didn't realize how much I truly needed BioRains until they showed me the proof. So what I want to go ahead and show you is the first image right here. It was done to me back in December of 2019. And these are the 9 sectors of the brain. And the Z score is the indication of the inflammation or the activity happening in my brain. So obviously 10.4 is not healthy. But all of my brain scores are fairly high. The lowest one that I recorded was at a 5. But if you look at every sector of my brain, it is high. I mean, just not normal for what I think a 34-year-old should look like. So these are my brain scores. Now, same time, I did not take the EEG machine off my head. Same time, I actually took a dose of the non-THC daily product that we have in our company. Again, the reason why I mentioned non-THC is because a lot of people think that with THC, yes, it is true, it's more effective, but our product, because it's done in a water delivery system, it's just as effective with or without the THC. And I prove it by showing you my after result of less than 5 minutes into using BioRains' product. It literally not only absorbed into my bloodstream, but it broke past the blood-brain barrier, and you can see every sector of my brain score drops dramatically. So it goes from a 10.4 to a 7.6. This portion right here goes from an 8 to a 3.8. This alpha part goes from 11.2 to 2.8. But remember, the lowest score that I had in my before was a 5. You'll notice that every sector of my brain has dropped. So 2.6 there, 4.6. And then the last part I want to show you is the alpha side of my brain. And I actually, maybe this is why they're called alphas, but I think my brain scores are very high in that sector because I am a very alpha female. So it's probably my aggression towards light that causes this inflammation. But I will say the alpha 1 sector of my brain goes from an 8.4 to a negative 1.7. I don't even know how that's possible, but clearly I had no brain activity happening at that time in that portion of my brain. And then the last part is the alpha 2 side of my brain goes from 11.2 to a 2.8. So what does that just simply state? It simply shows that not only do we absorb into the bloodstream, but we literally get past the blood-brain barrier. So just kind of validating what Kwak was talking about with him and his chemist. So, I mean, I will hand it to Dana in case any of you guys have any questions that you want to ask the lab owner directly.
So Anne-Marie had a question.
So I was curious what carbohydrate our product is bound to before it becomes water.
Oh, can you repeat that one more time?
Sure. What carbohydrate is our product bound to before it becomes water?
It's a psychodextrin. It's a medical grade sugar. It's not really a sugar, but they just call it a carbohydrate. It doesn't taste like sugar, but it's a carbohydrate.
Any other questions for Kwak?
I know I'm kind of new. I'm Holly, to
Hello.
introduce myself. Is it safe for kids?
I always say when you're giving to kids, always consult with the doctor. But it's up to it's up to the parents. I mean, I give my 9-year-old nephew to CBD. I actually give him full spectrum because he's autistic.
Okay, so my son, we are working with the NIH and Seattle
Mhm.
Children's Hospital right now for his autoimmune. We're not really sure. He has swelling of the face, the joints, periodic fever syndrome. There's a lot of different factors that we're still trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
So I was just curious if this would be something that would help him.
I would say it would definitely help, but always consult with the doctor on this. Tell him it's curcumin and CBD.
Okay, I give him.
I would really strongly suggest the daily.
The which one?
Daily.
Daily. Okay.
It does remove inflammation like crazy.
Okay, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you for answering my question.
No problem.
To piggyback on Holly's question, Kwak, knowing we have 3 different milligrams, what milligram would you suggest for that?
You can start low and to high. I mean, we have the 600, the 1200, and the 3600. Okay, someone that really needs to get rid of inflammation, I tell them to get the 3600. But someone that's active, just that doesn't have any pain issues, this is just a maintenance. But if someone does have issues, I would the stronger doses.
Even like for my son, he's 98 pounds and he's 8. Would you still recommend around that?
I would just low dosing till you find the right amounts the right amount.
Okay.
You don't want to just go straight to a 36 and give him a full drop. You want to just start off slow and see where it works for him.
Okay.
So there's another question in the chat here, and it says, I've heard that hemp is ineffective. How important is CBD, and can curcumin work just as effectively?
Well, hemp. When you say hemp, which part? Hemp seed or the whole plant of the hemp? Because hemp seed is ineffective because it doesn't have any CBD. But when it comes to the whole plant, it is effective because hemp does have CBD.
Okay.
Because a lot of people get confused with hemp seed oil and hemp. Okay, they mislead people. They put hemp seed, they sell it on Amazon, okay? But there's no CBD in it. And they're thinking they're getting CBD, which is not true. So they just call it hemp.
Okay. And then
What I was wondering is because the Canadian Daily doesn't have CBD, so I was just wondering about comparatively what the effectiveness would be.
We're still working on Canada. I promise you, my chemist is working on something right now. We're talking with our lawyers of trying to get our product out there, and I don't want to make any promises yet because us trying to send our technology to Canada, it's not going to happen. But we are working with the hemp seed to see if we can actually put some CBD in there to make it where we can pass it through the government law somehow. But at this point in time, I can't make any promises, but my chemist told me about a month and a half. And that was about 2 weeks ago. So another month.
is curcumin just as effective with reduction of inflammation with this technology?
I say more. Curcumin is, if I had to pick between curcumin and CBD, I would take curcumin. Curcumin is so much more powerful. There's more studies on curcumin than CBD.
Well, that's
Well,
exciting.
may I ask how much curcumin is in this product?
Our technology is a little bit different in how it works. Okay, say for instance, if there's 1,200 megs, you're talking about 24 megs. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but since it's in the water, it's completely bonded with water. It's a complete different way of measuring it. Okay, because it's passing the blood-brain barrier. It's passing the blood. It's in your blood. Because most products, when you take it, it has to process through your digestive tract into the liver system. Our product does not. It bypasses all that.
Okay.
And it doesn't have to be processed at all. So you're talking about the bioavailability just being very, very potent. So you don't need as much.
Okay. And does curcumin interfere with any types of medications that people may be taking?
It does. It is a blood thinner. So
Blood
people
thinner.
need to realize it is a blood thinner. If you're getting surgery, don't take curcumin for 2 days. Okay.
If
Um,
someone's taking blood thinners?
You can get your levels checked. Okay.
Okay.
And you can possibly replace the blood thinner with curcumin,
Okay.
and it's all natural. Always consult with your doctor first. Okay. But yeah, always consult with your doctor. But curcumin is a natural blood thinner.
Okay. And my other question is, the samples are 200 milligrams, right? The two,
Yes.
what would be the difference of sending someone that or a vial of the 600? Would it be a difference in testing it, sending someone a sample?
The sample is a little bit stronger. That's like a 1200.
The 200 sample is a
Yeah.
1200?
Yeah. If you were to break it down and eat it like just as a regular dose, it's the same thing as a 1200.
Okay. So our 600 is it higher than your 200 sample?
No, when we say there's 200, the actual dosing, if you divide it up, okay, it's measured as a 1200.
Okay, I'm so confused. You have 600, 1200, and 3600.
Mm-hmm.
Your sample bottle is equivalent to which strength
The
that we
1200.
currently sell?
The 1200.
Okay, thank you.
There's a question in the chat box. Julie would like to know, how is this different from other companies that claim to be water soluble?
Other companies that claim to be water soluble, it's nano or liposomal, which is tiny little particles of oil. Our company, there's zero oil in our products. It's completely oil free, 100%. There's no oil. That's what makes us so different. I mean, we pass the whole digestive tract into the liver system, okay, because it's in the water.
So a nano or a liposome still has to
Process
go through the liver.
Yes.
So from a standpoint, is one healthier for the body? I mean, is it passing through the liver and having to process,
Well, when you take any type of oil, you know that your enzymes are overworking itself. Okay, your liver is overworking it, and if there's actually clinical data out there. When you consume too much oil, you're damaging your liver. Okay, because if you take, there's a certain amount that you should take, and there's a certain amount that if you are taking CBD oil or any type of oil on a daily basis, you need to lean off and go back on, lean on, go back off, because if you take it every single day, you will damage your liver. It's just a known fact.
Does that include like your fish oils and omega-3s
Yes.
and all that? Okay.
Yes.
So we need to
Look
stay on
up,
them first.
as long as you're not taking more than 200 milligrams a day of oil, okay? But just do the research. Read NIH papers or PubMed articles out there. And they'll tell you, when you consume oil on a daily basis, you are damaging your liver to a certain degree. And depending on how much you're taking and how consistent you are taking it, okay? But people should, just lean off of it just to clean up their liver, then get back on it again. But our whole technology is that I can make any product that's oil-based into water. That's our technology.
There's a question from Julie. She'd like to know, are the products certified organic?
The hemp is organic. Okay. The hemp is organic, and as well as we did outsource curcumin to be organic. But aside from that, the process, it's not a chemical reaction or anything like that. It's a medical grade sugar that we bonded. The whole process is not organic. Okay. And I don't think, anyone doing any type of processing can call it organic. and anyone in the hemp industry. But what they can say is organically grown, because when you do extraction, that is not organic.
Okay. That's really good to know.
Yeah, I mean, those people that claim to have organic hemp, yes, it's organically grown, but the process with CO2 extraction or with ethanol, this is not organic.
Hi,
Carol.
Kwak.
Oh, go ahead, June.
Hi, Kwak. My name is June. I have a question for Canada. Now, I keep hearing you say your technology is to extract the oil, to make it water-based or water dissolvable. What about all the other ingredients that go into your products? Are they also the same delivery system, or is that different?
Yes, curcumin is.
Okay,
Depending
but
on
that's not oil-based, right? So.
curcumin is oil-based.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, anything that's oil-based that you're going to be putting in your products from here on
we convert
in.
it. We totally convert it.
Okay, we'll have this technology, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So what would you suggest for somebody? I have chronic osteoarthritis in my knees and a lot of inflammation. I've taken curcumin and turmeric for a long time.
Yeah.
It helps a bit, but not a lot. So what would you suggest for myself if I was to order something?
I would suggest the daily.
The daily.
Remember,
Yeah, and I would also suggest a 3600.
Kwak, she's in Canada. So, so June, if you use our curcumin product, you'll find it more effective than the ones you've been taking, because curcumin is known to be difficult for the body to absorb.
Mm-hmm.
So because they turned it into water, you'll actually see the curcumin be more effective with our products. So with Canada, of course, we can't obviously ship CBD over the border right now. So it will be with curcumin base. So I would definitely just recommend using the daily because it has the curcumin.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, Van, do you want to really quick just maybe go over the flagship products that we have so people, our guests, can see what our foundation is, and then I'll ask the questions that are on here.
Yeah, I'll go through some of the products, and then Kwak, there's like a couple FDA questions if you want to look at the chat box, and then you can answer it.
Okay.
But let me look at, or let me pull up the flagship product, because I know I'll answer some questions that are actually sitting in the chat box. So, well, I was actually going to share this while Kwak was talking, but I had that very same question as well. I forgot who asked it about what's the difference between our water soluble and other companies. I remember giving it to the company, and like it was just one random night that I was at the office, and I said, is there any way we can change it to water dissolvable? Because every time I told someone it was water soluble, they would always tell me, you're not the only company. But the funny thing is, when you look up on Google, when you type in water soluble CBD, they all reference oil. So they don't even actually use the proper definition of what water soluble is. And if you type in water soluble CBD, you'll notice that every single product that comes up still has oil as an ingredient. And then when you reference back to our product, let's just pull up daily. Let's look at our ingredient list. We have absolutely no oil in the product. So anytime someone tells you ours is water soluble, and Kwak told me to say this, he's like, just ask them what's on the ingredient list. If it says oil, it's not water soluble. So that was, I just remember I kept telling him, so a lot of people are telling me there's water soluble out there. So that was, I remember him telling me that, and that's kind of how I always win the argument. Whenever someone tells me I'm water soluble too, I'm like, no, yours is oil. So anyways, just wanted to kind of reference that. But to walk you guys through some of the flagship products that they've been able to create, Biodefense is actually the newest product that launched a month ago. This is an incredible product because I think it was Holly. Holly, you said you're working with the NIH, right? Is she still on the line? There she is. Yeah.
I am, yes.
Awesome. Well, what I always recommend people is if you go look on the NIH.gov, look up these ingredients and actually see the benefits behind what they do for the body. And that obviously, you know, the NIH, so the government clinical studies on it. Well, this product was actually, I mean, the great thing about being partnered directly with the lab, these guys created this product literally on the fly because no one realized where the world was going, and we didn't know that we were going to go this direction. And so between the chemist, the lab owner, and the CEO, Brian, they decided, you know what, we need this product out in the market to help people with their immune system. So they literally surprise launched this product to the market within 2 weeks. And the product sold out in 90 minutes because of the track record of the previous products. And the great thing about this product is when you look up these ingredients on NIH.gov, you'll see what these products do for the body specifically. And then rest assured that our company figured out how to turn it into water. And most importantly, these products have been already utilized at a medical grade level for many, many years. So this wasn't a guesstimation that they put together in a bottle. They literally already knew what each ingredient was going to do because they were using it on the medical side. So this is our immune booster product. And then also, we have quite a few stories that this product is helping people breathe better. And I think it's because, what ingredient in the product is it?
Quercetin.
Quercetin. So the quercetin is a natural antihistamine, I believe someone said it was. We have actually, I know of one person that is under Dana. He heavily depends on 2 inhalers that cost him $250 a month to keep. He literally uses them on a daily basis. And we just talked to him yesterday, and it's been almost 2 weeks, and he hasn't needed the inhaler since using Biodefense. And then another person is someone in our team. Before we all went into quarantine, Kwak gave us a bottle to try out before they launched it. We weren't allowed to tell anybody what it was. I put some product in her cup. She depends on an inhaler too. She took the product and she noticed 3 hours into taking the product, she didn't reach for her inhaler. She actually never even took it out of her purse. She asked me what it was because she said, I depend on my inhaler, and I get panic attacks when I don't have it in my hand. And she's like, I realized I never took it out of my purse. So those are just some testimonials, because obviously we can't tell you, oh yeah, it boosts my immune system. That's not something visually we can tell you or notice. But I will tell you some of the other benefits because of the quercetin. We've noticed people's breathing has improved because of it. So that's our Biodefense. This is our non-CBD product. This is the first product they've actually branched out of the CBD line. This is our curcumin, and then all those other 4 ingredients that you read. And then our flagship products that the company's foundation was built off of are these products, the daily. Now you can see there's 2 different kinds of daily. The only thing that separates the 2 is the white cap has THC in there, and the black cap is non-THC. This is the product that I took when I did my brain testing. So the non-THC version, I did the 1200 version of the bottle, and we have 3 different strains. We have the 600, the 1200, and the 3600. I will tell you that no matter what, regardless if you're healthy or unhealthy, everyone needs this product because inflammation is the leading cause behind the catalyst to every ailment out there. Because when your body's inflamed, it's attacking your body. Your own body is attacking itself. And then when bacteria or different pathogens enter, it worsens the circumstances because your immune system isn't strong. Well, a lot of people always say, well, how do you know you're inflamed? It's easy. When you're breathing, you're inflamed. Here's why, because the pollution in the air causes inflammation to the body. So that's why I always tell people, regardless if you're healthy or not, you should be on this product because inflammation is the root to all evil for diseases. And then on top of that, I learned, I don't know how many years ago, but Dana was at the same conference. Dr. Amen, which is a world famous brain doctor, he talked about having heavy metals in your body. And if you take cumin daily, it actually detoxes heavy metal. Well, obviously with us having a water form curcumin, which is the active component of the turmeric root, we have the highest level of delivery system where this product can detox heavy metal out of your system, which is incredible. Because I've already been taking curcumin for over 7 years because I knew of this benefit. But now that we have the water form, I don't take any of the supplements that I have in my drawer because I just take the daily.
Is this the one that my son should be taking?
Yes. Yes.
Let me write that down. Okay, here's a picture. I don't know if you guys can see it, just like what happens. Like if you see how his eye is swollen and his lip.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that if we start, how long after being on this do you think it starts to make a difference? Like if I was to get a trial size, would I see a difference in a
You'll
couple
notice-
days?
I think you'll notice, I mean, it will literally come into effect where if he has any pain, he'll notice a change.
Daily.
So I'll show you this example. So this is actually the first person I approached about this business. Her name is Erica. She actually has a lot of health problems.
Mhm.
And Kwak actually recommended her to take the 3600. If you see the swelling on her neck,
Mhm.
so that's day 1, day 2, and then that's day 5 on the 3600, the highest dosage we have available.
Wow.
So she has inflammation in that area. And again, I just want you to read her text. She just wrote, "This is the first night I'm not afraid to die in my sleep in the last 9 months."
Wow.
So that's her results using the 3600 meg.
What's shocking in this business is so many testimonials. We truly have something amazing here. Our water soluble technology. I can't express. I mean, the testimonials that come in on a daily basis is overwhelming and shocking sometimes. I mean, I have a friend that actually is with the company now, but she has really bad diabetes. Okay, I know we're not supposed to mention anything like this, but I mean, her levels went down so dramatically. She was in shock.
That's in the
I know that's not compliant, but I'm just saying this is my friend's story, and I was like, wow, she was just blown away.
Is that Luna?
Yep, and that was with Biodefense.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, again, there's just so many testimonials of our products working. And then, of course, we have the full spectrum version. So, Holly, just so you know, both my kids, they're 8 and 11. They're on the products. I put my kids on daily. They're on Biodefense, and they're on the ZZZ. So,
does it have a taste? Because my son is very particular with how much he has to take.
Put it in water.
Yeah,
it tastes like water.
Flavor. It's a light flavor, but like what Kwak said, if you dilute it in water, you don't even taste it.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we also, again, last thing on this daily, this is our full spectrum version, which has the 0.03% of the THC. It comes with all 3 dosage. And I do want to point out the fact that the company doesn't charge you more money for THC, which I find that amazing because a lot of companies usually do extra. So here they keep it the same price. They just want to separate it because some people for work or for other, sorry, I just sneeze. For other reasons, they don't want the THC. So they give you that option where you have the choice of non-THC and THC version. So that's our daily product. And then Limitless, I will tell you, is our #1 seller. I don't think there's anyone in the company, and as a consumer, when they try this product, I don't think anyone ever complains about Limitless. They actually are fearful of running out of their products. This is actually a brain nootropics product, which I know there was a question in the box for someone that wanted to ask about brain health. So this is probably going to be the best product for you because with the BDNF peptide, which Kwak can explain more on the ingredient, but I will tell you, it does everything that the bottle says. It gives you more focus, more energy. It suppresses your appetite to the point where there's people losing weight as a side effect from being on this product. Your focus is on point. And I will tell you that I am someone that has a medical condition where I'm always tired. And it's funny, a week and a half into me taking this product, I remember my daughter sitting in the car telling me, she's like, "Mommy, I noticed you stopped complaining about being tired." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, you're right." Because I used to complain all the time. So this product has given me a lot of energy. And I wanted to ask Dana and see if there was other people that she wanted to invite to kind of just share their testimonial of Limitless.
Absolutely. Limitless was the first product that I tried. I stopped using all other supplements and I tried the Limitless. I was looking for something to fire on my brain. What I had been using wasn't really working for me. And so I was tired. I was not really motivated. And I started taking it, and day 1, I noticed everything that it says on the bottle: energy, focus, and memory. And then about a week into using it, my husband says to me, "You've lost weight." I'm like, "Yeah, no, I haven't." Because I've been trying to lose 20 pounds for 2 years, and I'm stuck, struggling. And the next day I stepped on the scale, and sure enough, I dropped 10 pounds. and we're in quarantine, so I'm not buttoning anything. It's yoga pants and pajama bottoms, so I didn't notice it. But there's a natural appetite suppressant in it. So that was just a wow for me. Like, I was blown away. And right now I'm about 3 pounds to my goal weight, but I'm happy right here where I am, 14 pounds down. And then I believe my girlfriend Kim is on. My girlfriend and Anne Marie, those are the two I guess I would ask real quick. Kim, I'd love her to share her experience, because Kim has absorption issues because of her the way her body processes. She doesn't absorb, and she's never felt a supplementation before in her life. So Kim, would you be willing to share with us your experience with Limitless?
Yeah, so I was nervous to take Limitless because everything makes me jittery, right? Like, I can't drink coffee, I can't do anything, I get a little shaky. And so I was not sure to try, but I did. And it really gave me total,
You're muted, Miss Kim. Don't know where you went. We might have.
I think she fell off. Did she fall off?
She might have. Okay, we'll come back to Miss Kim. I will tell you, she said she felt more focus and more energy, and she's never felt that before. And then Anne Marie is a girlfriend of mine, and she is she's a nutritionist. She is a nutritionist. She knows her ingredients, and she knows the way things should work in your body. And she is an expert in her field. So I asked her to try the product for me. So Anne Marie, would you be willing to share your testimony around it?
Sure. It was the best day ever when you did share it with me. I have been trying many, many products for a lot of different years to help me focus and concentrate, to help me with my memory, where I'd walk into a room and forget what I was going in there for. I have good energy, but it was squirrely. I couldn't focus. I couldn't use it productively. So Dana brought brought a little bottle of the Limitless over. I tried 2 capsules, and about a half hour in, I could just feel a little bit of clarity, and my vision was more clear. And so I've been taking this product for about close to 3 weeks now, every day without fail, and I have stopped my auto delivery of the products that I was using previously, because they're not anything compared to what this product has done for me. It's enabled me to focus, concentrate. I have great energy that I can actually be productive with. My daughter's actually on the product as well, and she has lost 6 pounds, and we've been on a workout schedule for 290 days. And she was at a place where she couldn't, go any lower than that, and this kind of helped her get over that plateau. We love Limitless at our house.
That is awesome. Okay. We could give you guys testimony after testimony of what these products are doing for everybody. What I love is that people feel it like same day.
Yeah, I mean, can I say one thing?
Yes.
For the daily, I recommend if you go into a nice quiet room where it's just total silence and take our products, you will feel it. But do it in a nice quiet room. I mean, where it's silent, and take it within literally 5 minutes. You'll feel your brain change.
So Kwak, there's a question in here on what can I expect to notice when taking one of the products? If I don't have a specific issue, what do you recommend for general brain health? I think Van answered that and said Limitless.
Yeah, Limitless. Yeah, that BDNF is pretty powerful.
And then Sherry.
And our company is a peptide and protein company. So when it comes to peptides, peptides trigger stuff it turns stuff on and off on your body. Okay. I think it's going to be the future of medicine that they're just getting into. But there's stuff in the peptides that turn stuff on and off. I mean, we have peptides that can make your body tan without the sun. Okay. It turns, we have stuff that, there's a lot of things. There's, thymosin alpha 1, there's BDNF, there's, there's so many, LR3, IGF. These are things that we make and sell to doctors on a daily basis. By the way, our medical version, we sell to South Africa, injectable versions of the stuff. Okay, I have a contract with South Africa. We're in deals with Australia, the UK on a medical version. We've been selling for over 6 years. Now we finally brought it to the consumable market because it was only introduced to the consumable market because a doctor friend of ours was like, dude, the consumable market for CBD, it's a $4 to $5 billion business. In the next 3 to 4 years, that should be like a $28 billion business. Globally, worldwide, it's over $150 billion business. And it's not even opened up yet, globally yet, okay? And that's when we made the product, gave it to the doctor, and he was like, wow, this stuff's amazing. And that's when Brian Reed, the CEO of BioRange, came to us and said, will you make us this product? Give me the product, because every time I give it out, 5 people come back. So we agreed to give them, to sell to them. And we had our own brand at one time called Pure Science, okay? And we were competing against each other. And 3 to 4 months later, Brian came back to me and said, will you give us an exclusive? And I told him no. and I looked at the whole thing that he was doing, and he offered us 50% of the business. So we said, we'll give you exclusive. We'll support you in anywhere formed. So that's how we partnered up. But they do have exclusivity with their brand, with the products, and we will make for future products, we are going to make some incredible stuff like vitamins. As you know, vitamins, the absorbency is very, very low. Okay. Making it into a water soluble, it's going to get absorbed, absorbency is going to be at a very, very high rate versus, only 3% absorbency, which is a normal vitamin. Imagine taking vitamins that you can feel. So we're excited.
So someone's asking, Kwak, if you could share, Sherry's got a question. What comorbidities are affected with this? Any issues with kidney function? And does this need to be FDA registered or approved?
No, these are all natural products. Okay, these are all natural products. There's no chemicals or anything like that in there. And it does not need to be FDA approved because it's a supplement. Most supplements do not need FDA approval, and if it's all natural.
And then future products, where is the biotech and the BioRange going for future products that will be coming to market in the U.S. and of course going up into Canada?
Yeah, well, I know that Van has one particular product that she really wants really bad. Okay. Collagen. She wants collagen. So, those are the 2 products that we're working on now, collagen and vitamins. And the only reason why biodefense was readily available, because we have something that we make in a medical version of biodefense. Okay, this is not something new to us. This is something that we've been selling for years.
And then Kwak will be able to answer this because I remember asking Kwak, can we turn everything into water? And then he said, well, it's not healthy for everything to go to your brain, Van. So he said, whatever is healthy to go to your brain, then yes, we will turn it into water. But is probiotics good for the brain? I don't know. Someone's asking, is
probiotics is for the body? Yeah. Okay. It's for the body.
But
yeah, that's something that we can definitely work on.
Okay.
Now, I know you can't make claims, Kwak, but for those of us that have a few issues health-wise, what are the chances are future-wise in being able to make something that will reverse or help quite a bit different diseases?
When you say, that's a very vague question.
I know. I'm just thinking like
the products that we have now, they maintain and they prevent. They're preventative. Okay. They maintain or prevent. Some of the products that we have, being vague, okay, will block. Okay. Or, like for instance, our biodefense, the stuff that's in protects the 3CL receptor. If you look at 3CL from getting viruses, it protects from replicating itself. So if you read about ECEG or quercetin, the combination, They have some huge medical benefits.
Okay, mine is more specific. I'll be a little bit more specific. I've got Hashimoto's thyroiditis. You know, a lot of women have, unfortunately, a lot of things, and you know, fibromyalgia, just to name a couple things. I mean, benefits obviously are to take the inflammation down, but what about regaining health?
Okay, let me share something with you real quick. Hold on one sec. Let me just pull it up real quick. One sec.
Hey, Julie, I'll respond to that question because I've heard the answer so many times. So when you microdose, because our water delivery system is instant absorption, you don't necessarily need a whole lot of product. For example, when you take vitamin C, which is one of the hardest supplements to absorb, the reason why they dose so high is by the time it processes through, they say that supplements on the market absorb about 10% or less. So if they give you 1,000 milligrams, the chances of you absorbing all of that is very, very low. So the reason why they dose higher is so that by the time it processes through the digestive tract, you'll at least retain 100 milligrams of it. So with us, because we do instant absorption, we don't have to put as much product into our supplement for it to be effective because we instantly absorb into the body. Does that make sense? And then Kwak could elaborate more on the details of.
Okay, I'm sharing my screen. This is actual EEG. This isn't Vans. This is someone else. Okay. Now on the beta 7.8, I know this isn't compliant, but I just want to give you. This is something on the medical side. Symptoms of defect. You guys reading that? Okay. I don't want to, I mean, to be, you know, in the Broadman area 40, when you have levels of 7.8, 6 above, you're getting these type of symptoms, okay? I mean, the symptoms of defect. And when these scores are lowered, these symptoms are disappearing. And this is from a medical, I mean, this is on a medical site. But their score of 7.8, if you look at the score here, Delta 7.8, Theta 7.2, anything above 6, okay? High beta 7.3, gamma 7.2. This is a before, and there's an after taking our product of this individual. 3.9. None of them are in the 7s anymore.
Now,
Okay?
is that with or without THC?
This is without THC. This is the same test that Van took. This is a different individual that had problems with, you know, headaches, these symptoms right here. And this is a DAPA funded FDA approved test that you can go anywhere. They do EEG readings. If you look for a neurotherapist, okay, they do training on the brain as well as, you know, they work with autistic kids, and they were just blown away at what our products did. That we are even donating right now. We're working with the school to donate to a school with autism. Oops. Okay.
So there's
That's not my brain.
there's a question. Julie's asking, did you say you use microdosing? We do. Can you explain, and how can so little of a product be effective?
Okay, so when we say there's 1,200 milligrams of complex in there, there's 1,200 milligrams of the actual or a complex, but only 2% is active. Okay, so if there's 1,200 milligrams, only 2%, 24 megs is the active ingredient. The other one is the carbohydrate to make it into bond with water. So I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but that 2% is stronger than taking oil, because when you take oil, the absorbency is 7%. Okay, when the 7% gets absorbed to the liver, then after the liver processes it, you're getting microdosing with 1,200 milligrams of CBD oil. With us, we're just bypassing all that. Okay, since it goes to the liver, but it doesn't process through the liver because it's water. Does that make sense? So, I mean, if you go to a doctor and ask them, if I take less of a product, okay, get the same results or better, is it better for me? Okay. And every doctor will say yes. The reason why, when you take a product and too much of a product, you get side effects. Okay. So if taking less is more in this, you know, example, you take less to get the same effect, which doesn't have side effects to the body.
David wants to know if there's going to be a Canadian version of Limitless. I believe he said the pill, suggesting it's Limitless.
Yes. Yes.
And do you have a time frame? Is that the one that's going to be in about 6 weeks?
Yes. No, I think that one's going to be even sooner, because the Limitless, I mean, you want my personal opinion on the Limitless? I think it's better without CBD. I think it's way more effective. You know, my personal opinion on CBD right now, it's a fad. But if I was to choose curcumin over CBD, I would take curcumin day over night. It has a lot of the same properties, okay? When it comes to, you know, why is people taking CBD? To remove inflammation, okay? So curcumin is proven and it has a track record. I mean, India has the lowest terminal rate anywhere in the world. And you can also read this in scientific journals as well as government websites on curcumin. They're doing clinical studies on terminally ill diseases with curcumin right now. There's 5 clinical trials going on with just curcumin. But if you look up curcumin is the bioavailability absorbency is very low. Okay. So that's why, I mean, for us to make it into water soluble, to get it into the body and be in the bloodstream is amazing.
Sherry wants to know if there's any kidney function affected by taking the product.
No. I have friends that are on dialysis, that they're taking our products on a daily basis. If you go to a doctor and say, can I take CBD oil? If you're on dialysis, they say no. It'll damage more.
So we say that we're water soluble. What exactly does that mean? I mean, can you take too much of a product and have it build up in the body with this company?
No, it's water. It's water. You can drink the whole bottle. It's gonna affect you, but it's not gonna kill you or anything like that.
Okay, so the vitamin D in the biodefense, you wouldn't get too much of.
You would just pee it out. Because remember, our product is water. I mean, most products, when you take it, it's oil. It stores in the fat. Okay? And that's why a lot of people with taking like CBD, you know, some test dirty, a lot of on drug tests, okay, that have a little bit of THC that's not supposed to be detected at 0.3, but it's getting stored over and over in the fat. So when they test for the drug test, it comes out. Okay, if you've been on it for a long time. With our product, it's water. It doesn't store in the fat.
Okay, so Dawn's asking, is the damage to the kidneys due to oil then?
No, that's a whole totally different thing. The damaging is to the liver.
Okay. Is there an order in which you should take these products daily? Is there a recommended order or?
No.
Okay. I mean, I think everybody has their own little way to do it, I'm sure.
No.
Well, I mean, I recommend taking Limitless when you first wake up in the morning.
Yeah, don't do it towards the end of the night because then you won't sleep.
Turn on your brain. Okay. Any other questions for Kwak?
Yeah, I have one. No contraindications. I think that was answered earlier for any other medications.
Always consult with your doctor. It's just curcumin. I mean, depending on what it is, but I had this question come up a lot of times, and I've always asked my chemist, "Is it okay?" And every time someone asks me whatever drug they were on, they said it was okay.
What would you recommend for anxiety?
The THC full spectrum. I mean, the full spectrum daily.
Full spectrum daily. Okay. And then if somebody up in Canada has anxiety, what would you recommend?
The curcumin daily.
Yeah. Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else, Kwak, that you want to share before I let you go and let our guests go? And thank you so much. Is there any
No,
other?
it was a pleasure. Stay safe.
Okay.
I hope we get back into work at things very soon here with this whole coronavirus.
Yes.
Hey Dana, so Don just wanted to clarify, is the damage to the kidneys due to the oil? Yes, not CBD. And then last one is Lori just asking, should you take Limitless with or without food? Everyone does it before food. You'll notice that it actually suppresses your appetite and you're just not hungry. But we always recommend before you drink or do anything, take Limitless.
Perfect. Well, thank you, Kwak, so much for being here and just helping us and sharing your story. That's fantastic. And Van, thank you for being here and supporting us and helping us answer questions as well. Please get back with the person that invited you to hop on and, you know, kind of tell them where you're at with it. I know, well, Van usually shares that with on a customer standpoint, there's a 60-day money-back guarantee. So you can try the products and get a good feel for how they are and how they work for you and your body. And then I think that's it. Am I missing anything, Van? No? Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for hopping on. I appreciate each one of you. Kwak will be back next week. So if you're like, okay, yeah, I've got somebody that I really think would benefit from hearing this, each Thursday in the month of April, we're going to have Kwak be our special guest at 6 o'clock on Thursdays. And so please join us next week as well. You guys have a great day.
All right. Thank you. You guys have a good night. Bye.
Thanks, Dana.
Bye, guys.
Thanks, man.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dana.
And yes, Julie, 60 days is amazing. I agree with you.